Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is July 7th, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi. So on the surface, things looked, well, cautiously optimistic. Bitcoin was hovering around 109K, up about 1%. Ethereum near $2.57Ks, up 2%. But here's where it got really interesting. The meme coins had a bit of a rally. Dogecoin popped about 5.5%, and Floki, wow, it skyrocketed over 16% in just one day. That seems to suggest, retail investors felt a bit more adventurous.
Indeed. Yeah, the overall feeling is still pretty bullish. You see that in the crypto fear and greed index. It's in the mid-60s, so that's definitely greed. But like you said, there's still this underlying caution. A lot of traders are nervous, given what's potentially coming down the pike with macro stuff and regulations.
Right, that caution makes sense, especially when you look at the wider economy. So what were some of those big macro things in the last day or so that are playing into this?
Well, first off, there was a bit of a surprise on trade tariffs. U.S. officials hinted they might delay planned hikes past the July 9th deadline. It caused some confusion, definitely some intraday swings for Bitcoin. And what's fascinating is just seeing how these global trade issues can directly splash into the digital asset world. Bitcoin acted like a real-time risk meter there.
Okay, so when something like that happens, that uncertainty, how fast does that hit crypto sentiment? Is it immediate or more of a slow burn?
Often it's pretty quick for something volatile like Bitcoin, yeah. But the bigger picture takes time to settle. And connecting this, OPEC Plus had an emergency meeting, unexpectedly announced their hiking oil supply. We're talking an extra 548,000 barrels per day starting in August. That sent crude prices tumbling, which, helps ease those short-term inflation worries, a significant counterweight.
And speaking of those bigger economic waves, some big news out of Australia too, right? Could definitely impact risk appetite. Their central bank looks set to cut rates again third time this year, trimming the cash rate, 25 basis points to 3.60%. When traditional asset yields keep falling, it can really make things like crypto look more attractive. Higher risk, higher potential reward.
Absolutely. And this brings up a really important point about supply within the crypto market itself. Totally separate from macro, we're seeing a huge wave of token unlocks happening right now. Just one meme-themed token, Trump, accounts for something like $629 million worth unlocking between July 7th and 13th. That's part of over $3 billion across 20 plus tokens. These large releases, they're often seen as potentially bearish, right? Because early investors might just sell, flooding the market. It really tests the conviction out there. Do the long-term believers soak it up, or does it put a lid on prices for a bit?
Wow, $3 billion. There's a massive amount of potential supply hitting. Have we seen unlocks on this scale before? What usually happens?
We have seen large unlocks, yeah, though maybe not quite this concentrated in meme coins specifically. Historically, you often do get that short-term downward pressure, but the longer-term effect, it really depends on the project's strength and just the overall market mood. If people really believe in it, the market tends to absorb the new supply.
Okay, so we've got macro uncertainty, we've got this big supply question. Let's switch gears a bit to regulation. Seems like that's always heating up.
It really is. On that front, the U.S. Secret Service said they're actually expanding their efforts to fight illicit crypto use globally. Apparently, they've helped recover almost $400 million in digital assets from cybercriminals over the last decade. It just underlines that regulators worldwide are, on high alert. Feels like a regulatory storm might be gathering. A clear sign the space is under a microscope.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, something kind of wild, almost historic, popped up on chain, right?
Yeah.
This ancient Bitcoin whale moving funds.
Yeah. That's right. Really amazing. 8 old Bitcoin addresses, we're talking from back in 2011, suddenly became active after 14 years. They moved a combined 80,000 BTC. That's worth roughly $8.6 billion now. It definitely sparked some immediate security worries. Are these coins going to be dumped? But so far, thankfully, no sign of them hitting exchanges. It's a huge reminder about crypto security for sure. Update your storage. But also, wow, what a symbol of crypto's journey. It makes you wonder, right? Why move $8.6 billion now after holding since 2011? Serious diamond hands there. Maybe renewed conviction, maybe something strategic.
So putting it all together, what does this mean for you listening? The last 24 hours have been like a snapshot of the whole market's mood. Cautious optimism, but big question marks remain.
Exactly. And knowledge is powerful when you actually use it. So for you, the smart crypto investor, the game plan now is really stay informed, stay nimble, keep track of both the crypto-specific news and the big economic picture, and always, always manage your risk.
Yeah. And for you, our listener, here's something to think about. How do all these different pieces, the oil supply change, meme coin surges, these ancient Bitcoin wallets waking up, How do they all fit together? How might they shape crypto's story as it keeps growing up, attracting both that retail buzz and, clearly, a lot more regulatory attention?
Enjoyed the brief? Please like and subscribe. We deliver fresh market updates, macro signals, and crypto news daily in just 5 minutes. Live streams coming soon. Stay tuned.